Hey, how's it going, Jack? This is Jack here with Mr. and Mrs. Leeds. Um, Sorry this is coming out to you a little bit late, but I did finish doing my homework, and I have a couple of insights for you. So, along with this video analysis, obviously in the email, you should have the pricing on there as well. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to feel free to contact me by phone. We can meet in person as well, at your place or at our office, whatever kind of floats your boat. All right. So, without further ado, let me actually go ahead and hop into the actual video analysis. What I want to do in the video analysis is basically go over exactly what I can see as a search marketer in terms of where your SEO is, what kind of keywords are potentially out there, what your competitors are doing, as well as what we need to do to beat your competitors for the various keywords you want to go after, and how that's going to translate to business for you. All right. All right, so the first thing I did was I pulled up your website here in a tool called Ahrefs. Ahrefs allows search marketers like myself to look at the actual specific metrics behind your site. So what I can see right off the bat is that there just hasn't been a lot of SEO done on the site. One, because it's a new website. Well, actually, it looks like the site actually has been live for a couple of years from what I can see. It's just that it's just recently kind of been revamped. So maybe the domain itself has been in existence for a while, which is good news because we really do. So there's a big difference in terms of Google's eyes, whether a site has been in existence for 2 months as opposed to 2 years. When it's been in existence for longer, our SEO efforts tend to push it more higher in the SEO rankings. So it's good to see that it has been in existence for a few years. I would have to take a look at it and see if it's been one of those things where the domain was dropped and then it was picked up again. But if it has been in existence, just kind of sitting there, that's actually pretty good news. So yeah, I'll have to take a look at it. So besides that, the reason why I can see that there hasn't been a lot of SEO work done on the site is because there's not a lot of referring domains. Now, if there was SEO work done on the site, by now, I would see at least like 100 referring domains, even up to like 300 referring domains on about 1,000 to 3,000 backlinks. The number of referring domains that are pointing to your site has a huge impact on determining why your website should rank ahead of another website. So if there was SEO work done, this would be one critical step that I would see. And so at the end of the day, in case Jack, you or your boss didn't know what a referring domain or backlink was, it's basically any website out there on the internet that links back to your website via hyperlink. So, for example, if there's a blog out there that's called thejewelryblog.com, and they make a new blog post and they say, hey, if you're looking for the best custom jewelry designer in Colorado Springs, check out choicejewellersinc.com. And then there'd be a link that links back to your site. So if someone clicks on that link, it would direct them to your site. So every time another website links back to your website gets credit for that. Because in Google's eyes, basically when another website links back to your site, it's basically kind of giving you a referral, right? It's basically like, hey, check out this link, hey, check out this website. And so when you have a lot of these, it shows Google that you're the kind of website that's trustworthy because a lot of websites are linking back to it. And you're the kind of website that's authoritative because you have a lot of these people that are linking back to your site. And so at the end of the day, Google has no choice but to rank your website higher than another website when you have enough authority cooked into your site. And so bottom line, you're at 3 referring domains, 3 websites linking back 6 times. We need to get it closer to about 100, at least 100, up to about 300 referring domains on about 1,000 to 3,000 backlinks. And that's going to really put you at that authoritative level where you're just going to outrank your competition. If you don't have this, if your SEO company isn't doing this, then no matter how nice your website is, no matter how many good reviews you have, no matter how, nice your images are, it's not going to matter. You're just not going to rank until you have that authority in there. And so that would be our job. Obviously, we have a lot of push and pull from the years that we've built our SEO agencies. And so since we're local to Colorado Springs, we have a lot of connections here with like local bloggers, local newspapers, PR firms, as well as directories that we can reach out to and get them to talk about your site and build that authority over time. And so that's something that we can definitely do for you. And obviously that is our job. We don't want to sit there and have you feel like you have to do that kind of thing. That's why you hire us, right? And so now obviously this isn't everything to SEO. There's so much more to it. Even if if you have enough power to your site and you have enough authority, if there aren't things on your site in terms of what Google's looking for, Google's not going to understand what your website is about as well as what kind of keywords you want to rank for. Now, on top of that, there's also good ways to do SEO and there's bad ways to do SEO. So something that might have worked really well even just 6 months ago might not work now just because Google's algorithm is constantly changing. But it's good news because as long as you find an SEO company that is on top of that and understands exactly where Google's headed as well as what they're looking for now, then you're in good hands because not all SEO companies are doing that. And the good news is that we are on top of that, and we do know exactly where where Google's headed in terms of their algorithm, as well as what they're looking for now, as well as what they're not looking for. And so we understand all that. So the next thing I want to do real quick is hop over to the Organic Keywords tab. This actually shows us exactly what kind of keywords you currently rank for, as well as where your rankings are for those keywords. And actually for the amount of authority to your site right now, you're actually ranking pretty decently. It just means that the people that are in the kind of custom jewelry design and jewelers in well, just that niche in general, there's not a lot of people that have a lot of business owners that understand the value of search engine optimization and ranking in front and center in front of Google. And so it just means that you have less competition, even though it is very valuable for you to be ranking there. And there are people out there that are searching for these kinds of things on their phones. It just shows you that there's this wide, what do you call it? Possibility, not possibility, but you know, that there's a wide. I think you know what I'm trying to say, but there's it's an open niche, and so we want to make sure that you're front and center and really take advantage of this before SEO continues to become a more important thing, and business owners and more business owners become savvy and understand that. You can start building a moat around yourself and really build the authority to your site. So even when a newcomer tries to come in and tries to do SEO, they're not going to be able to get close to being able to touch it because you have just so much authority and you're on top of your SEO that it's going to take them years to beat you in terms of if they were to really try and seriously take you on. All right. So these are some of the keywords that you could potentially rank for, as well as where you're currently ranking for. Custom Jewelers, Colorado Springs, absolutely a keyword that we want to rank for. It looks like you're actually on the 6th position, which is actually really good news. It probably means that you are getting some traffic to your site. Choice Jewelers, obviously that is your brand name, so you want to make sure that you are in the #1 spot. So number 2, so right up there. Colorado Springs Jewelers, Jewelry Repair, Custom Jewelry, Colorado Springs, Jewelry Stores in Colorado Springs, Designer's Choice, Colorado Springs Jewelry Repair. And so, yeah, I can just kind of go down the list. Now, this is good and bad news because you have some keywords that you're hanging out, hovering, like even on the first page, as well as like at the bottom of the second page, top of the third page, and that kind of thing, and even these kinds of things. But the good news is that you are currently being found for these keywords, which means that Google understands what your website is about, as well as what kind of keywords you're trying to rank for. So that's good news. The bad news, obviously, is that you're not on the first page. Most people, when someone types the keyword or query into Google, only hang out on the first page for that given keyword. And so you want to make sure that you are there at the front and center on the first page, because that's where people are going to be, the majority of people are going to be probably clicking one of those links and then looking at the site, seeing that they like what they see, and then reaching out and making an inquiry for it. So we definitely want to make sure you're on the first page for that. What I want to do next, actually, is show you your competitors. So here's kind of where you're at right now. Now, these are the ones that I found that you have the biggest competition in terms of online. Now, they might not be your biggest competitors just like altogether, because they might be doing like local marketing, or they might be like a chain where they've built like a name for themselves, like Jared's or whatever. But in terms of online space, in terms of SEO, these guys are the ones that have actually been putting some work into it. So you can see right now, your site has 3 referring domains, 6 backlinks, and not a lot of UR and DR, and 6 organic traffic. These guys have 64 referring domains on 521 backlinks, some weight here, as well as 202 organic traffic. And so you can see that the referring domains has a direct correlation with how much traffic that the site's getting to the site. And that's because, like I said, it has a huge impact in your rankings. And I'm sure these guys have actually had some SEO work done to the site as well. Now, let me hop over to Revolution Jewelry Works. And these guys, you can still see that they still have 41 referring domains, 279 backlinks. and they have 333 organic traffic, so even more traffic. And so um, from what I understand, actually, apparently this guy, his wife owns the business, and he actually used to be like a software engineer, and he actually knows a little bit of SEO, and so that's why he's been able to do it himself. But he's not someone that does this day in, day out, every day, and so that's where we excel. And I know we can beat this guy no problem, especially because his website, especially, is pretty whack. Um, so Johannes Hunter right here looks like they have 104 referring domains on 1,013 backlinks, 641 traffic, right? So they have by far the most traffic, and they have the most referring domains. All right. So that's kind of where we need to be at compared to them. This is where you're at. So obviously, like I said, we have some work to do, but it's a matter of getting the ball rolling, getting started with your SEO, and really picking it up so that we can start beating the competition. And these guys probably don't know the best SEO ways, right? The way that we know it, like I said, we're just on top of our stuff, and we work with clients that are in very competitive niches, right? And we've been able to get them at the top of Google for these kinds of niches. And so the fact that we're tackling something like this isn't going to be an issue for us. It's just a matter of time and making sure that we do everything the way that Google wants to look for it. The one thing that I do want to mention real quick is that a lot of clients expect us to be able to rank them within a month or a couple of months. And unfortunately, that's just not how it works, right? And I'm not going to sit here and just pull your leg and tell you, hey, we're going to promise you the world and make all this happen within a month. I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to be transparent with you. I'm going to let you know that that's not something that happens in Google's current algorithm and state. It does take us months. It does take us anywhere between because depending on how new your site is, it's going to take us between 4 to 8 months to see the results of our SEO campaign. And that's just something that's actually realistic, and that's a realistic timeline for us to see you getting on that first page for the majority of these keywords and to build that authority to your site. The reason why I can't just suddenly rank you at the top of Google is one, because that's just not how Google's algorithm works. You do SEO to it, you build the authority, and then after a couple of weeks, your rankings bump up a little bit, right? And then we do more SEO, and then your rankings bump up a little bit. Now, if we were to flood your site with power all of a sudden within a month, your site more than likely might get penalized. If it gets penalized by Google, Google says, hey, this is not natural. You're doing some shady stuff to the site to try and synthetically get it to rank high quickly, and we're going to slap it with a penalty, and then that's when you're going to run into really big issues where then it's going to take you like years to see it rank. And that's why we want to make sure we want to do everything kosher, but the value is there in terms of once you are on the first page, you get so much traffic to your site, you get so many people inquiring about the services that you provide, the custom jewelry design as well as the jewelry that you have, that it's going to be more than worth it by far. And that's just something that we recognize as marketers, because in terms of what we do and how we're able to provide these results for our clients, we understand when clients come to us and say, oh my God, Jack, like, we've been killing it. Thank you so much for the rankings that you've been able to do, putting us on the first page, blah, blah, blah. We're doing so much business. Like, yes, we're going to refer you business and that kind of thing. So because I understand that, and because we can see the metrics behind some of these stores and the clients that we work with that are willing to open up those kinds of books to us, we know just how valuable our SEO is and how much business that it brings them once they're on that first page and once we've really built the authority to the site. All right. All right, so let me just say a couple of things right here before I wrap up here. These are probably the biggest keywords that you want to go after: Jeweler, Colorado Springs Jewelry Stores, Jared Jewelry, Colorado Springs. This one we can actually rank for your competitors' keywords, and there are searches per month. There's 150 searches per month, so that's the kind of thing that we can do as well. Jewelry store, custom jewelry, and jewelry repair. This one is kind of one of those things where it's like we could still rank for it. Maybe it won't be like our main priority, but we can still throw that on there because it is a service that you provide, and it could just, help with the bottom line. And so that's something that we could potentially add, but these would probably be our main keywords, especially the custom ones are going to be the main things that I definitely want to focus on. Yeah, custom jewelry right here. And there's actually a couple of other ones that I didn't add to this list, but this is what I could find in the rudimentary keyword set that I could find. Okay, so last thing I want to do is, in terms of your website, what I could find, this one's a little bit funky, so we need to get rid of this. The $0 items, this doesn't make sense. I'm going to get rid of that. And if I click Learn More here, there's no pages, right? And so it looks like we just need to finished fleshing out the site. It just hasn't been wrapped up and packaged all the way through, and so we need to make sure we do that. And the last thing that I do want to mention is that there has to be some kind of special offer or something that really makes you stand out from the crowd. When you look at this site and you look at another site like this, there has to be a reason why your site is more valuable than their site, right? Because you know, at the end of the day, my goal is to get people through your doors, right? It's my goal is to get them to contact you or call you guys. But so it's not just about bringing traffic to your site. We actually have to convert that traffic into actual customers, right? And so in order for us to do that, in the site itself, I have to make it so that it's better than these guys in one way or another, whether it's the design, whether it's the offer, whether it's kind of helping them being able to connect with them better, that kind of thing. So one thing that I did see right here that kind of caught my attention and something that would catch other people's attention that might visit your site is right here. We specialize in creating beautiful jewelry at amazing prices, usually beating out jewelry chains across the US by more than 20%. So if I were to see something like that, that would catch my attention. I'd be like, oh, really? Like, you know, the first thing that I think of when I think of custom jewelry or getting an engagement ring or anything like that would be to go to Jared's, right? Or you know, any of those things that I hear online or not online, but I see on TV. So if I hear something like if you have better or cheaper offers or prices than jewelry chains across the U.S., that's something that I want to see. That's something that I want to see front and center on the site itself. And so if you're willing to advertise that, now I know it might be one of those things that you might kind of not, you don't want to cheapen, you don't, maybe like you might not want to cheapen your brand, but if you're willing to push that, I can see how that could really catch people's attention if we were to highlight that and really be able to convert them better. As well as, like I said, we just, in terms of SEO, we need to make sure that the site is fleshed out. We need all these links to be linked correctly, as well as we need to have content for each of these pages. If you look at these guys and it says like design your own, if I were to click custom jewelry design, in terms of the user experience, check out how like they have this page, right? Create one-of-a-kind jewelry with us. The process: step 1, exploration; step 2, transformations; finalization; presentation; and then explore our custom jewelry gallery. And so then people can like look at all these and they're like, wow, this one looks really cool. Hey, this one looks really cool. And so they can understand the process as well as look at some of the other designs that they have. And we need something like that. Bottom line, that's just something that people are going to want to see. And if these guys have it, these JohannesHunter.com, and your site doesn't have it, then your site's going to be lacking. And at the end of the day, we want to be the best of the best. We want to be, your site has to be just as good, if not better, than your competitors, right? And so that's where we need to be at. All right, so sorry, this video analysis went a lot longer than I intended, but at the very least, Jack, I hope you got some insight out of this. Like I said, we're very serious about what we do, and everything that I talked about is something that we're going to implement for you. So you don't have to have a headache about like what we're going to do, that kind of thing. It's just a matter of getting the ball rolling, asking you a few more questions about, hey, does this keyword set make sense? Hey, is this where your business is going to be, where you're seeing your business like, you know, a year, 5 years down the line, whatever. And then making sure that we come up with a solid SEO plan of attack, and then go ahead and getting started with this immediately. All right, so I'll wrap it up here, Jack. Look forward to talking to you soon when you get a chance, and appreciate it. All right, have a great rest of your day and week. Thank you.